Hey everyone, Shasta here and welcome to another Dauntless video. In this one I will cover the new weapon that just got released in the game, the Ostian Repeaters. In this guide I will cover the basics of the weapon, how to use it in both offensive and supportive ways, the different components it has and how they can change it, as well as a few other things. I will not go into detailed builds for the weapon, however expect a couple of videos in the coming days which will cover that. The Repeaters are the first truly ranged weapon in the game, which is both something to be excited about and to have some reservation. This weapon has not gotten a good amount of balancing, so be careful, major changes may happen in the near future for it. Let's start with what you can do with this weapon. The Repeaters have a very simple usage. You have a primary attack, a skill shot ability with your secondary attack button, a thrown ability which uses the special ability hotkey that you have set up, and finally a reload button. It is worth mentioning that both the skill shot ability and the throw ability take a little bit of time to recharge, and nothing can affect the time it takes to recharge them. Neither any stat, skills or other bonuses, attacking more, attacking less, nothing affects them. They have a certain amount of time it takes for them to reload, and it doesn't change based on whether you use it when it's empowered or not. It just takes a bit of time, so remember that, guys. Each one has an empowered version. In order to achieve those, you need to first empower the weapon with the empowered reload. This can only happen if you reload when you're very close to the behemoths. And be very close, I mean literally hugging them or being close enough to hit them with a melee weapon. This part makes the weapon high risk, high reward based. You have two ways to reload your weapon. The first one is by pressing the reload button, which is the R on the keyboard, and I'm not sure which button it is on the controller versions. And the second one is by running out of ammo and pressing the primary attack button. Once you run out of ammo, the weapon will automatically start reloading again. I advise you to use the R button and to be careful when to use it, because there are some situations where you can empower it constantly when the behemoth gives you the chance. So as long as a behemoth gives you a chance, reload the weapon and empower it as much as possible. You need more empowered shots because that's more damage for you. If you do an empowered reload, you will have a certain amount of time in which your weapon will be empowered, or until you finish the ammo you have. After you empower them, you will firstly deal more damage with primary attacks, and secondly, your skill shot and throw ability will also change and get buffed up versions instead of the normal ones. You can perfectly well play the weapon and use it without a single empowered reload, but considering that it almost doubles the damage you do and makes your other abilities a lot more beefy and impacting, I would take the risk. For the empowered reload to work, it only needs to detect the initial reloading to be near the behemoth. You can move, evade or let it do something after the first second of the reload cycle. A strategy I tried, which works most of the time, is to start the reload and immediately afterwards a roll to evade, just in case. You can also evade very easily while reloading, just learn the timing. The weapon has a very quick evading capabilities during its attacks, abilities and reloading. You simply need a bit of time to get the hang of it. Also, it is worth mentioning that both the normal attacks and the skill shot ability will deal reduced damage the further away you are from the behemoth. You do not have to also be at melee range to deal the most damage. You will notice that there is a good distance between you and any behemoth, which allows you to deal the most amount of damage to it. And you cannot interrupt with either the normal or skill shot abilities unless the skill shot has such a function. The Saboteur's Grip, which you unlock after a couple of quests, can interrupt the behemoths when you use its special throw ability, which puts a mine which can boop any bastard down. Now, depending on which part of the Repeaters you change, you will get different attack types, skill shot abilities and throw abilities. Initially, you do not have much of a choice, but you will unlock a lot of parts through the quests from the Admiral. They are basic quests requiring to hunt specific Maelstrom behemoths with the Repeaters. After you complete the quest, you can craft the given parts and upgrade them at Admiral's Eye. Each different part requires different materials from different behemoths to upgrade. Considering the Repeaters I used to hunt the normal Maelstrom behemoths were only upgraded 3-4 times on the barrel part and once on each of the other parts, they had around 205 power, which is half the power of a fully upgraded Maelstrom weapon. And with this much firepower, I easily dealt with all normal Maelstrom behemoths in around 5 to 6 minutes. This means the Repeaters with higher upgrades and advanced parts will be a machine for killing behemoths. Now let me explain how each part changes the repeaters and lets you customize it. Remember, you can mix and match them in any way you want. The repeaters have 4 parts: grip, chamber, barrel and prism. Changing the grip will change the throw ability your weapon has. I currently have unlocked 2 abilities. The first one buffs for increased attack speed and damage, while the second one places a mine which detonates when a behemoth passes over it. Changing the chamber will change your skill shot ability. Here I have yet to unlock a new chamber for the weapon and only have the default one. Changing the barrel will change the type of damage your weapon deals. For now, I have unlocked standard pure damage, shock damage, blaze damage and frost damage. I presume the radiant and umbral damage will also be unlocked later through a quest. Finally, the prism sword will give you different bonuses depending on different situations when you fight using the weapon. I have unlocked 2 of them. The first one increases your damage the more you attack a single behemoth part with the weapon, while the second one gives you increased movement speed when you have less than 4 ammo. I should mention that the prism sword is unlocked a little bit later into the quests, not immediately when you get the weapon. I did say I will not mention any builds in this video, but this weapon will definitely own any behemoth with a lot of attack speed bonuses, and I plan to start with those for my upcoming builds. Something like Wild Frenzy and maybe conditioning for stamina. We will see. I really enjoy playing with the repeaters. They're fun, they're interesting, they're risky, and they're definitely going to get balanced, nerfed, changed and god knows what else in the coming days and weeks. At the moment I find them very powerful and more damaging than the other weapons, considering I have not yet even upgraded them to a maximum level. The idea behind them, however, is very nice, and I hope Phoenix Labs adds such customizations to the other weapons in the near future. I think it will benefit the game a lot and it leads to a positive direction for the development. That's it for the short guide on the new weapon. Expect more in-depth builds and videos regarding the repeaters in the following days after I get to test them out and experiment a bit. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Drop me a comment down below with what you think regarding the weapon or any other feedback you might have. Finally, remember that if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon in order to get notifications. Shadow Strider out.